Welcome, chat.
Word. Yo, so V just got off a plane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Made it all the way down.
The champ is here.
Oh, heard you. Heard you.
here.
I'm trying to figure out what V is the champ of. Because these days, V got so much going on.
Right.
He might actually be like, ain't
Nah, man.
WrestleMania going on?
Fact.
He might be a
Yo,
champ
no
of
lie.
that.
It's good to see y'all.
Uh-oh.
Good to see you too.
It's good to see y'all, man.
It's good to see my heroes. Like I was watching Stone Cold on the he was like on the Hall of Fame stage just talking. I'm just like, damn,
I
son.
like this. Yeah.
It's good seeing my heroes. Like
That's so
still
crazy.
doing shit.
Entertainment back then was fire, bro.
Entertainment was what? We was not supposed to be watching wrestling.
No, not at
Fire.
all.
Yes, we were.
What?
Wait, you a
Wrestling
wrestling fan
was.
too?
You was watching
was.
wrestling?
Really?
We used to record tapes and
Heard
bring
you.
them back
Nah,
to
facts.
Haiti.
Heard
And my
you.
grandmother's
You're
favorite
Haitian.
character was Rakishi. Yeah.
Really?
Rocky.
Yeah.
That's out of
Oh,
pocket.
wow.
So wait,
Wow.
the crazy storyline is I don't know if y'all watch wrestling right now. I'm gonna be honest. Ever
I
since it came,
don't watch it no more.
ever since it came back to Netflix, and y'all could call me lame, I watch it now
Okay.
because I like the storylines.
Like they have the old episodes.
Nah,
on
nah,
there?
nah.
So-
They doing
no,
new,
it's
new
like
shit
the
on
new
the
one.
Oh, okay.
But I
okay.
say that Jay Uso, I thought he was Dominican at first. Did he do all of this? But that's Rakishi's son or something like that. So it's like they got like legacy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's lineage.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
lineage is there.
It's actually
But it's
super
not.
dope.
It's not. You know what it is?
Not the same.
I can't really watch it now because of everything I know.
But what you mean? What's everything you know?
Like you gotta understand. I actually fully believed wrestling was real.
Yeah,
Back
it's
then,
like
fact.
it's like
Back
when
then,
they
like-
when they found that little blood vial.
Yeah,
Yo, like-
and it was like
Everyone
everything.
went crazy.
I get it.
Like
Only
now
thing
when
is-
I watch the old
God.
joints and I'm just looking at, it, I'm like, he's
Stop
not
it.
even touching him.
Only
Yeah.
thing is this for
Like,
me. I
damn.
said it's the storyline. What's the difference between watching Power, knowing that nobody getting killed
Facts.
for real?
No, but it's different.
That's different.
That's different.
How?
It's like in your mind, you know it's acting, but it sucks you in.
Yeah.
It's like back then, you got to remember.
I
We
didn't
was
think
kids.
that
We
was
coming up.
really
at
thought they
all.
was
We
out
really
there
was
whooping
like-
I thought they was really
behind.
fighting,
Yeah,
bro. Like
yeah.
We
I
really
feel
was
that.
like
Hell in the Cell?
yeah, like
Yeah, no,
come
that,
on,
yeah,
son.
you couldn't.
Oh, man.
I thought Undertaker was like
Undertaker,
really
I
dead.
Reign.
yo,
I thought
bro.
it was a whole
they
that's a
sold
fact.
us for real.
They
Like-
had me. I was in
like
chokehold.
Yeah,
Son,
that's a
chokehold.
fact. That's an all time.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. Niggas couldn't tell me nothing about him, bro. That was my man, 100
I was a
grand.
rock. I was a rock kind of.
I
dude.
couldn't.
The
I didn't know
Rock?
who to like, bro, at that point because I was a
Yeah.
big rock fan. But then I'm like, Stone
Stone
Cold
Cold
was
was
really
just
that.
entertainment,
He was
bro.
that nigga.
He
son.
beat you up, do the stunning, and get the beers.
He talking
Like,
shit in your face
he
while he
like-
punches. It's
yeah,
like,
that's
come on,
just
son.
crazy, bro.
That's true. No, I was rocking with the Rock though. He just I don't know. Maybe
The
because
Rock
he's
says-
He a showman.
yeah, he is showman
For
bro.
sure.
for sure. And we have our lovely guest here.
Hi everyone.
Again.
I am
Word,
Saika.
again, for
yes,
sure,
Yes.
yeah.
Details matter. Details matter.
I told y'all, women are smart.
Right, smarter than we are
Smart.
for sure.
Are they really?
Oh,
Okay.
Are they really?
Let's get right to it.
Are they really?
I mean, I'm gonna say this. Mine's is smarter than me.
He said, "Well, look, mine is."
Hey, so look, right? Shit. So look, right? Smart is gotta come in like it's twofold. It can't just you can't just say smart and just be outright smart. I feel like they're smarter than us in certain situations.
Okay.
And in my opinion, I think we have them on the edge in certain situations. So when I hear smarter, I'm just listening to like, is it like generally?
Well, you're
like,
probably more
smarter?
like you have better instincts. Is probably what you think, and
Is that-
we have
but
more
is
of
that
like
true?
a knowledge base. And even then, it's like, is that true?
I mean, on
But
both
even
sides.
when you go on knowledge base, right? Most of the I'm
Yeah,
trying
go
to
ahead, we
I'm
there.
trying to like, you know,
We there.
No, no,
For
landed.
sure.
Yeah,
Just
you don't
landed.
have to ease anything in over here. You just
man.
All right,
Yeah.
most of like when you think about the professors in colleges,
Mm-hmm.
or you think about like the top Fortune 500 CEOs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I don't. Majority of them is men, right?
Do you think that that's because they deserve those positions, or was it because they didn't think women deserve those positions?
See, now that
Yeah, I'm about
gets
to say, 'cause
tricky.
that's not really. That's
that
not,
gets tricky because
It's like how
in
they
my
say that
opinion,
most chefs are like not even say
most chefs are men. Yeah,
Most
most
chefs
top
are men?
most top
However,
chefs are men.
Most
Okay.
top chefs are men. However, who is really in the kitchen?
Well, not who's in the kitchen. Who's actually better at it?
Well, that goes. See, and let's talk about it, right?
Okay.
Because I don't want to really
off rip.
say the wrong thing, right?
I mean, you already kind of.
Yo,
I'm
Yo,
already kind of there, right?
Yeah, we
All
already-
right, so
yeah.
I don't want to. I just feel like it's one thing to be like, all right, back then, and I know going from in the past to present, right? So back then, a lot of things women wasn't privy to, like to be in leadership positions, right?
Okay.
But if you think about what leadership is, and even though I know men, we make dumb decisions all the time, right? That just hands down, that's what we know to do, right? But I think it's more than just knowing the job or doing the job what's best, right? Because I think also now you got to lead other people, and I think men have more of a. I think we were trained from early to have those qualities. As far as women, like coming up as little girls, it's a little different. So there's some, women who end up having those leadership qualities over other people. But I think that's the difference. I just think how we were raised from young, from a kid to an adult.
I get what you're saying.
I can agree with that.
Is a difference. Now, some will say women are more qualified, and that might be true.
We are.
However, though, that's why which is why I always believe that it's always been a thing to where, like, that's why every president has to have a wife. Or, like, there's certain things that got to be in places. Like, y'all might not be able to be the quote-unquote face, but we know we couldn't do most of the things we do without y'all.
Ran the White House.
Right.
100%.
Right.
But she couldn't be the face, though. Olivia Pope, like, couldn't be.
And that's only, I ain't gonna lie.
Wait. But
That was a bad example.
But
why was that a bad example?
Because she did run. She absolutely ran the White House, but she could not be the leader of this country.
She couldn't be the leader. That's my point.
With the shit that she was doing.
She couldn't be it.
That's my show. I ain't gonna lie. I love that show.
That is not the point.
She couldn't lead me nowhere. I ain't gonna hold you.
Except she did, though.
She could not lead me nowhere.
If she ran the White House, if she did quality control on every crisis there ever was,
she could do crisis control all day.
She was the silent leader, and so this is the thing.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. She couldn't do the. She couldn't lead.
She was leading though.
She was fixing things.
She was a fixer.
She was making tweaks, and she was making sure shit was right. But
Right.
She was also planting seeds, and all the flowers.
She was planting some seeds, all right.
Don't do my girl.
In a bunch of places that she did not need to.
Wasn't supposed to be doing that.
But you know.
Yeah.
But so here's the thing, right? To piggyback off of what you just said, if a man has the position of leadership,
Okay.
and he is the face of leadership,
Okay.
right? But he needs a woman because silently she's the one that's planting the seed. She's the one that's kind of like,
Correct.
baby, maybe you should go this way. Baby, maybe you should go that way.
I agree.
Doesn't that just speak to the male ego? The fact that y'all need to be at the forefront?
That speaks to the support of a woman and how important it is.
How do we?
Yeah.
How do we relate?
She tried.
She tried.
But how do we relate that to the male ego, though?
Because why do y'all need to be the leaders?
Is it a need?
I don't think it's necessarily a need. Like if we talking about like he brought back like the past, we going from the past. Sometimes people are born into positions they not necessarily.
That's very true too.
Yeah,
they weren't necessarily looking for. So like, what was that show? Paradise. Anybody watch Paradise?
Yes.
I don't want to like throw it away, like, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to do that.
He didn't.
Wait,
You know
what's
what I'm saying? So,
Paradise?
like,
But he's an. Oh,
I don't want to. So yeah, nah,
Wait,
I don't,
Netflix show? Hulu?
Yeah. Hulu.
Paradise.
I'll check it out. I never seen it.
Wait. Yeah. Well, homie, he's the president got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
I
mad
never
fire.
seen it.
So like he
Yeah,
didn't want to.
check
He didn't
it
want to
out.
do it. He
I'm
didn't
gonna go
want to
check
do
it
it.
out.
He didn't want to be the president. Is that what you're saying?
He didn't want to do it. But his father was like, "Nah, you want to be a teacher? What?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You got to do this.
This is what you
No,
gonna
that's
do.
called good parenting.
That sound like my dad.
That sound like VR.
That's me. That's how I'm gonna be as a father.
He'll force you to do something.
I believe in giving your kids a dream. I will redirect you and redirect you until
throwing
you...
a dream at your kid. I fuck with it, but I'm open to seeing what my kids want to do.
You know what's crazy?
But look what
it's two
he
separate worlds.
accomplished.
No, sure, but he also died. Like, so I mean, that ain't really.
So
If he was a teacher, he
You
would
know
have
what I'm
still
saying?
been
He might have
alive.
still been alive.
He'd have still been alive
So
today.
let's
Actually,
just-
no, he would have been on Earth
You know what I'm
crumbling.
saying? Yeah, you know.
So y'all don't think though, like more people would be more successful in their own lives if they was directed?
Yes,
No,
they would.
I think so. For
You
sure.
think that people will be more successful if they were directed in their lives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greatness is created.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
And the only person who can create greatness is someone who loves you severely. So like you think about like even like teachers who find a student that they really connect
put
with
their
and they
all
give them
into
this
it.
one
Yeah,
book
yeah.
that changes their lives. Like
Yep.
greatness is created.
I agree.
I agree with
Children cannot just be great.
At
Yeah.
all.
I agree.
all.
At all.
I agree with you all the way. Let me ask
Hold
you
on.
this. Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
No,
Go
go
ahead. You feel that same way in relationships?
Yes.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Yes.
I fully agree.
Do you? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this next question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
put the
Yo,
yeah.
time out. Sis, real quick.
She looked.
Come here.
Oh, my mole.
Is that what it is?
smudged.
Okay, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, no, I knew it was her mole.
All right, my bad.
Paying attention to the details.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I'm like, hold on, how long we been filming? Oh shit.
All right, so let me ask you this: greatness is created, even in relationships.
Absolutely.
Do you listen to your man when he's? Yeah, like, do you?
Nigga said, go ahead, lie.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad. So, cause you. So let me. I
She
just
can't
want to
even
say
look at
this
you.
because I just want to say this. Yo, you have a mirror tendencies of my lady, right? Like y'all connect with each other. So through you, I'm understanding her because
this
there's
is not
no.
about me for real. Whether or not I listen.
Yeah, like
You just want to know why I don't
I just
listen.
want to know why you.
Yeah, because we know you don't. We know you don't.
So wait, so can we connect that to like, is there such thing of a female ego? Or
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
It's sure
hell
you
yeah.
want-
connect that?
Wait,
because I only hear about the male's ego.
Stop. I want to know. Like,
I said, no.
I got you.
Yeah.
Don't get too far.
Yeah.
Why don't you listen?
Yeah, like she can't get to it. All right.
We just started.
We had to shake this thing up.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
We had to shake the room up
I'm
a little
just
bit.
trying to
all
figure.
right. So here's the deal, right?
Put this on.
I think that, and speaking on behalf of the great women out there,
Okay.
the whole idea of like not listening, quote unquote, is not really that we don't. It doesn't come from a place of disrespect. It doesn't come from a place of like being intentionally challenging.
Okay.
I think that men get into relationships with these dynamic women and try to lead them in the same fashion that they have led the women that came before. And that's not to belittle any of the relationships that may have come before, but you have to approach this leadership a very specific way when you are with an alpha woman. And so the thing is that when, like, as what I used to perceive myself to be an alpha woman, to already be in a position to be completely submissive to a man and allow him to lead. I am going to challenge your leadership from time to time because I have to trust, and this is still very early.
Okay.
Like, we keep saying that, like, this is a long time. It's a long time in comparison to teenage relationships.
Right.
It's a long time compared to, like, 6 months of
true.
being with somebody and being interested with somebody and cutting people off after 2 weeks of not meeting this
Right.
standard and that standard. But the reality of it is, if we're thinking long term,
Yeah.
I am going to challenge your leadership. And sometimes it may come off to you as like, I'm not listening, but
I don't want to.
I got a question.
Because I got multiple.
Me too.
She's a very smart person.
Yes.
You read The Ways of a Superior Man?
you know what's so crazy? I went on a date one time with a guy, and he brought me that book, and I didn't know whether to be offended.
You say, yo,
Right.
hold on to this.
Because
He was like, this book reminds me of you, and I haven't read it.
Okay.
But I always come across it.
I think that maybe you should look at it only because I do think that with you not reading that and just you being who you are doing it, I do think that men at times need to have some sort of like challenge in their relationship where
In what way?
like
Because I really want to know when you say I'll challenge your
it's just
leadership.
an idea.
I want to know what you mean by
an
that.
idea. Like, yo, I would assume like when you say challenge is like if he said, yo, we're gonna move from New York to go to Atlanta, if that's what that conversation was, maybe that wasn't something that you said, yes, let's do that. It might have been why, for what reason, who do we know? Who's our support system? Like, and he probably had a whole plan laid out, got everything together. He seems like a well put together young man. So you probably had to challenge him on that move to be like, we're gonna go there, but I just want to make sure I flush out everything that.
Is that really challenging it though?
I was gonna say I just want the details.
Because I think women want clarification on a lot of shit.
But it's a challenge if you going. It's a challenge if you say or do anything that can discourage. Like your questions can discourage me.
I agree. I see that.
You can like even so like yo. I don't think, and I'm not trying to make it about my boy, but I don't think that I don't know if he has family out there.
No,
Right.
It was just us.
So if he's even going, yo, I already had the stomach up enough energy
To do
and
it.
say, yo, like,
This is what we doing.
and you come with a certain list of questions that makes it like, those were the questions that we ain't going nowhere.
So when we, not to bring it back to ego, but will the question bruise the ego?
Of course, that's
Is
a
that
challenge.
what's happening?
Yeah, and you know how to form question. I want to get there was you're multi-layered, and I rock with that.
Thank you.
Because the deal is also, yes, a question can bruise an ego for sure, especially when. We don't have it's not everything is 100%. Even if I make 100 shots in a row, a 101 could miss. You know what I mean? So it's not like
and now you gotta go back to zero.
And now I gotta go back to ground zero. But the part on your behalf that I would say is, you made the right decision
in following him.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and y'all have a beautiful child together. Y'all having another beautiful child together. It seems like just from the time that I've seen y'all together, everybody seems very happy. And it's been a short period of time. He has proven that his leadership has made it where not only, you got to, that you got somebody, but to the point where you I even want my child to have your DNA because that's how much of a leader you are.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I hear you, but I'm also going, I see you too, where it's
But that's where you have to really understand. I've never said that he wasn't a great leader.
I don't think you said.
But that's what y'all hear, or that's what I feel like when I ask questions or when I ask for clarification, that's what he takes from it, is that I'm not trusting his leadership. And sometimes it's everything is not about you, and it's not about your leadership. It's just about me needing this information. It's about me needing time to even process certain changes.
Can I ask one thing? And this is kind of something that I be thinking about when those things come about, right? And it's when women ask certain questions, I get it. You want to know certain things. You want to know certain aspects of what's going on. But my thing is, have I ever steered you wrong? Or have I ever put us in a bad situation? Or tell me the last time, even when we was in a rocky situation, how did that end? Did we fold, or did we so my thing is I ain't mad at the questioning, but understand who you talking to when you asking that question, because my results
have shown itself.
Gotta show for something.
Yeah.
It is when we, and I think
I felt that way, bro. But
in my opinion, hold on, but
my bad.
in my opinion, it's when you look at the actual stats, when you actually look at something we sports guys, I watch sports.
Yeah.
So
what we talking about?
When my numbers is showing up, Jokic
right now. Yeah, I'm Jokic right now.
I'm Jokic.
Yeah.
I'm him. So I get it. This might be the fourth quarter. It might not look like or whatever it is. I get it. But remember who you talking to. And that part be confusing the fuck out of me.
So I mean, it's confused because I'm gonna be real. My lady will praise me on decisions that I've made, how I stuck through to a plan, how I created something out of nothing and made it into something. And then when I tell her to do something that's completely small, it gets so challenged. It gets so questioned. It gets to the point where it's discouraging that I'm should I have even brought this up at this current moment? You know what I mean? But I will also say,
she got to remember you Jokic though.
But
that ain't.
You wouldn't have said it to her if you didn't think it was.
Here's the thing, because even, and this is where I see our problem right now.
Put me on, because I need to know.
I need to know
because as soon as he put the analogy together,
it clicked.
Four of us click like that because we all speak the same language.
Right.
We don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
So when you say you Jokic, do you know who Nikola Jokic is?
It's the tall white guy.
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about.
All right. She just see him as a tall white guy.
You just see him as a tall white guy. That nigga is a walking bucket. That nigga scored 60 and had 37 assists in the same game. You know what I'm saying?
Lord Jesus.
He's not just a tall white guy. But this is my point.
My science teacher was a tall white guy.
Yeah, he was a tall white guy. Mr. Shapiro was a tall white guy. Jokic is not a tall white guy.
Right. Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. We don't speak the same language. So that's where that and I hated this. Actually, still hate it to this day. But women need a certain kind of clarification that we'll never understand.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's just what it is. So even when you say yo, bro, I put up a triple double, it's I
don't know what that means.
All right, so
literally,
I don't know what that means. So yo, I do think we gotta chill with our ego sometimes.
Yeah.
And even if it's not even chilling with the ego, even if it's just doing what you do sometimes and just say, you got it. I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna give you the clarification you might need, even if I don't
That'd be
believe
hard
you
for
need
me
it.
sometimes.
It's hard for me.
That's
but,
ego.
But
yes,
for me.
because also for you to be like, I'm averaging, and it's just like, okay, but if we're thinking about how one decision that could have went wrong actually went right, that speaks to your partnership. That doesn't just speak to what you've done
did.
as
Yeah,
a
that's
leader.
true. That's
that
true.
speaks to your partnership, and maybe a part of that was the questions that she asked silently, the research that she did in the background that you're not aware of, the planting of the seeds.
I hear what you're saying.
Of giving you the ideas that you thought were yours, because the partnership is what leads you guys to the success. So this idea that we're just supposed to go along blindly, and honestly, that's not what you want.
But I was gonna say that's not what I'm asking for. Like what I'm just saying is, if you know me to be somebody that can make it happen, when it comes down to something, because when it comes down to something that's like for you, and you're asking or I'm giving my opinion,
I got a question now.
I'm just saying, hear me out.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
Without it being such a like.
I did hear you out, and you didn't provide enough information, and now I'm asking
so,
for more.
So now I have a question for you, right?
Fair enough.
Because I just feel like, damn, we putting all our business out.
I know. Don't put. My shit is in the streets.
You went crazy already. So like, do you feel like, as a woman in a relationship, right? And put your seatbelt on.
I'm ready.
If he tell you, there's no easy way to say this.
Go ahead. Spit it out.
If he tell you, yo, everything is not your business, does that bother you?
Ooh.
Because I'm when I'm thinking leadership, right? And I'm thinking leadership traits, and I'm thinking like
Hear me. Wait.
situations.
Stay right there.
Hold on. Let me just land it. Let me land it.
Alright,
But this y'all brought me here.
Okay.
So let me get.
I
So
want to
like,
get out of it.
me too.
Before we get out of it, I got one last thing to say.
I want to get out of it,
Right.
but you brought me here, so I just got to get
Okay,
this off. But
okay.
like, when I'm thinking like leadership qualities and all these things around leadership, right? Or like you bring up like, yo, I drop triple doubles or whatever the case may be, right? There are times that maybe as a man, it's like, yo, I'm really good at figuring things out, right? I'm not always really good at explaining myself.
Correct.
Right? So like, I need you to just like shut the fuck up and just like sit there for a
That's
second.
all I need you to do.
Not you, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
but like just
Ooh.
shut up for 1 second and just let me figure. I just need to figure it out because I'm gonna figure it out. But
It always gets figured out.
I'm gonna figure it out. But it's
Are y'all
like
done?
I'm just saying.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Okay,
I'm almost
yeah,
there.
No, you're fine.
I'm
I want to know if this side of the room is okay.
You good? I'm just
Are
saying.
you okay?
Yo, I didn't know he was a pastor.
That boy
I'm over there
preaching.
preach.
Nah, but like, yo, real talk.
Yeah. Shut the doors. Shut
Shut the doors. Close the door.
Right.
No,
Yo.
seriously though, like sometimes, and I know I struggle with this because it's
Strumming
like,
my
yo, but I just want to know, right? And I'm just like, everything ain't for you to know sometimes, like, or everything ain't for you to know until I need you to know.
Until
Sometimes it's like, yo, just like relax,
Just chill out.
You know what I'm saying? Like chill out. I got
chill
it. Like,
out.
So I feel like, and just being honest, I think that is definitely one of those times where you do have to sit back. Like a comment like that, or even like that feeling is gonna like hurt my feelings and bruise my ego a little bit, because I do want to be, again, you're talking to, like, y'all chose very opinionated women, and women raised in New York are also just, we bred a little bit different.
Yeah, right. Very true.
So
right.
you guys ended up with some very, very like strong-minded, opinionated, creative, beautiful women. So when you say something like that to me, I'm just thinking about the fact that now you're really leaving me out of the process, because it was one thing for me to not have the information that I needed off rip, but now that I'm requesting that information, you're letting me know that I need to mind my business. That's gonna bruise my ego a little bit, but that is the moment, depending on the level and not the strength of the partnership, but just where we're at in our season, where you have to fall back and be like, you know what?
Let me just
We do average
a triple double.
a triple double.
Right.
when I shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
or like
No.
or we average a triple double.
When
We, in general,
we average a triple
we
double.
average.
Oh, okay,
Yo.
got you.
So wait,
Okay.
so I'm glad you said that. So
Okay. I see where we at.
your
I
man,
see
he
where
watch
we at.
sports?
yes.
Okay, cool. Do you watch sports with him?
You got to do that.
You know why?
And you got-
Wait,
gotta do that.
because
You
I
gotta
want my
have two
flowers.
boys?
Wait, I want my flowers.
Uh-huh.
We had a couples fantasy football league.
Fire.
Okay.
Okay, so
beautiful.
I was as involved as
Okay.
I could be.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, during this is a different time.
Okay.
And I gave him his Sundays.
Okay. The reason why I asked that though,
Wow.
right? The reason why so I'm big on sports, football, basketball.
Hold
I'm
on,
big
real quick.
sports.
Say that again.
Yeah.
She gave him his Sundays.
I gave him
Football
his Sundays.
Sundays.
Nice.
That's fire.
She don't even know what that means.
That's fire. That's
She
beautiful.
don't even know. She like, oh, we going
But
to
he
church.
came into the relationship with that standard. It
That's
was
fair.
Sundays are mine, whether football is on or not.
Yo,
It's-
we gotta start asking for shit.
Yo,
Yo,
He-
what the
He
fuck?
came into
I
the
actually like
relationship
that.
with that standard.
I'm going for a
Sundays
Thursday.
are mine.
Niggas, I just
like
need a
to
Thursday.
relax.
I need my remote days. I need my shit.
Yeah.
I need my.
But the reason,
that's
the
smart.
reason why I asked about sports, right? I love sports, and I think more women, if they actually like try to understand why we actually like sports, they think we just like the game or the basketball or shoot, and it's like sports actually teach you a lot about like life,
I
outside
agree.
of just watching, or you might be enjoying the actual sport. Because like if all of us right now, right, we all know basketball, right, and it's like win, lose, or draw, right. Win, lose, or draw, however it play out. If Jordan got the ball in his hand, you know it's a high possibility that something good gonna come out of it.
And you just want to be recognized as Jordan in your relationship.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, you know,
Yeah, very
if
true.
I got the ball in my hand,
'Cause-
whether we win, lose, or draw,
Yeah.
you know that I'm always gonna take the best shot,
So
and it's not always gonna go in.
So let's be clear. So to
That
that,
was
analogy,
good.
to that,
That was
analogy,
good.
You feel me?
Because I'm with you all the way. To that analogy, the man, like, I want to say a strong man that you have as a leader is Jordan, and technically you are
Scottie Pippen?
no
Oh.
the Chicago Bulls.
you the rest of the team.
organization.
You the whole everything else.
You are the GM.
You
are
the
coach.
president. You
You
all
are
of
the
that.
president.
The
You
owner.
the one that makes sure that the sales is right.
Facts. You
make
all
sure
of that.
The merchandise
Correct.
is good. Yeah, like if
So y'all get all the credit.
no,
No.
not even
No.
You listening?
But we
You
doing
listening.
it
I
for
thought
the
you were
organization.
This the part right here where she don't listen. This is it right
You
here in real
listening.
time.
You gotta
Like, you know
catch
what I'm
it.
saying?
Jordan did that for the
The
organization.
organization. But
Nothing's bigger than the organization.
yeah, like
I'm
it,
just
it says Bulls in the front,
Facts.
Jordan in the back.
facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like
We
so,
do this for the
for
organization.
you. Don't.
That was good.
Yeah, like
That
just so
was
that you know exactly like what's going on.
Correct.
Like,
I would just like to point out that you came in here hot.
he was a little hot.
Talking about,
he
I
was
don't
a
do
little
mature
I ain't
conversation.
really doing it, but y'all brought me here.
I
so
don't
since
do
we
that.
here-
Mature
Nah, it's her.
conversations.
It's her. She actually
see, it
brings
was
out.
her.
And
Since
this
we
is
here.
good.
Yeah, no, that's an old
Because
time
that's
fact.
how. Because
I know, right?
did anything ever like go left? Like, did we ever miss anything, or like you gotta think
real
and
quick, real quick,
Hold on, wait.
'cause to that
I don't
point-
want to lose this though.
Go ahead.
If all the answers to the questions is yes,
I gotta stop you.
then why?
No, I gotta stop you. Cause I'm gonna be real with you. As much as like everybody else around might see when things have happened correctly or see maybe the outcome, yo, her being my lady, she actually saw my failures and my insecure moments and my parts of me where I'm just like, damn, like I'm really messing this up.
Yeah.
Like I did fuck this up.
Like you missing 100 free throws.
Yeah.
Who can see that
Yeah.
is, but that's what I'm trying to get back into. Like it's
You
the
right.
organization where it's like y'all see me in the gym.
You seen the process.
You seen the process. You seen when I was not doing my best. You
So
seen
you
when
know
I was
why it's proven.
distracted.
You know why it is.
So it's not that it's, and I guess that brings us back to like now understanding how the other side works. Is like, yo, the outside they only see like the happy or the great success of the story or the moments where we are all very like, yeah, like yo, he did it. And y'all are the ones that actually see like, yo, I had to put that man together. He was crying in the shower.
Yeah.
I had to kiss him on his back and tell him that everything was gonna be okay. I had
Right.
to, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, put his do-rag on while he got tears in his eyes. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not that I don't understand why y'all ask questions. It's just more so I just need us to all really be, I chose mine. You chose yours. Go with your choice.
Yeah, like literally.
Or don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm, even if it's a wrong.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. You chose this.
was
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
So,
even when you, I love the word choice.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
chose.
right?
Choice.
Because people don't understand the decision that they made it's like we all make a decision.
Right.
It's like you
Don't get scared now.
Don't get scared.
Don't get
Yeah.
Like, yo, you didn't just choose this person off of the good things. You chose them off of their bad things
me
too.
asking the questions for clarification or me asking the questions to offer a different way of getting to the same result is not me questioning my choice.
So that's where I feel like where we're not saying the same thing. So I'm not saying that you can't. If I tell you that, yo, get in the car, we going somewhere, and you got a million questions on where we going, how should you dress, what should you? That's one thing. It's another thing to be like, I need it to give you my input.
Because I don't need it.
Because
Or
I don't need it.
I didn't ask for it in this specific.
I know that's tough.
situation.
And hear me out. Because saying it right now sounds so
It
crazy.
sounds crazy,
But the truth is, if I'm going, yo, I got us. I got this.
Because we not saying it the way he gonna say it.
Yeah.
Because we
yeah,
could. We
yeah,
can say
yeah,
it
we
this way.
good. Yeah.
We
yeah.
can say it this way.
But I'm just saying,
can't.
like, I know, and I saw it in your face. And for my on the other side, if I just came out and said, yo, shut up and sit down, it would be a bigger fight
Yeah,
than
then-
to the actual thing. And I get that. But at the same time, sometimes I just need you to
So the easiest way to combat that,
let's do
for
that.
real, for
I
real,
want a solution.
is to ask me my opinion.
But I don't want it.
That's the thing.
I don't
think,
want it.
I think you're missing that.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Your opinion.
I don't
ain't-
want
is
it.
Like,
I'm not saying ask me my opinion all the time, but nah,
No,
like,
No, but,
I'm- and
but
I'm not saying- and I'm not
specifically,
saying-
and we're not telling you that we're not going to need it all the time.
Because just be
But
clear.
this
in
might
this
be
specific
one.
time-
This
This
might be a
time,
one-on-one situation
I
where
do not need your. I know. There's no world where we don't need y'all.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, we don't need it right now.
just for this
Just
game.
for this game.
Just this game.
And you know what's crazy? The other side of this too. Look at how I play. There's gonna be some times where you don't need mine. All you need is my support and
That's
my
it.
and my being.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. And I'm okay with that.
And
There's
most
gonna
of
be
us, we
times
be
where
okay
you
with
just be
that.
like, yo, babe, I just need you to show up.
I just need you here. That's
hold
it.
it down, and I'm gonna take over this one.
We're not jumping you.
We not jumping you.
We not.
No, not even close. I'm just.
nah, I'm over here like I gotta go back to like some highlight tape because
She's like, I'm Jordan too,
Yeah,
nigga.
nah,
Like-
but the truth is, like, yo, in other worlds and ways, yo, you are for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And we the Bulls.
And we the Bulls. We the
Yeah.
organization. Like, you know
That's
what I'm saying? So it's sometimes where you like, I'm gonna make a decision that's for this franchise that's gonna change this forever.
If,
Yeah.
and just to make it, I don't want to say clear, but like if we using basketball, there are times where, and players have said it, everybody has said it. Yo, it's 5 seconds left on the clock, and Jordan got the ball. They asked Scotty like, "What do you do?" He goes, "Get the fuck out of the way.
That's
Just
it.
get out the way.
Just move. Like you just get the fuck out of the way."
Let
Yo.
that man do what he do.
Just let him
I
do what
can't
he
speak
do.
for all of the women in New York because I like what you did. I can't speak for all of the women that are just all beautiful,
Yeah.
talented.
and you also can't speak for all the men because they're
I'm-
not
I'm
all
not-
capable of leadership.
I
Only thing I'm
agree,
saying
I
is this,
agree,
but hear me
I
out.
agree.
Look where I was going. I'm talking about you right now.
Yeah.
You chose a really good dude.
I
You could
did.
tell.
And that's where we stand.
And that's where I'm staying. I'm not talking about all of them because they ain't
Because
choose
if
all
we're
good
talking
dudes.
about guys that are not really qualified to be leaders, we don't even really have to have that conversation.
Right,
It's not
because
even-
that's a different
it's a whole
conversation.
nother conversation.
Because I am with you on that.
Because you're
There's
not
a
wrong.
lot of niggas that.
but we not having that
Because
conversation.
guess what? We ain't following them either.
Yeah, at all.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga,
Like,
give me the ball.
But you know what?
Pass that
pass
shit.
that shit, nigga.
Nigga
You
say,
know
yo, look, this is Steph Curry. He's the greatest shooter in the world, and he's open.
Right,
Give him the ball.
fucking ball.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
right?
I saw, that was crazy.
Yo.
Yeah, crazy.
Give him the ball.
That was
please.
fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
like,
but
you
you
know
know
what I'm
what?
saying?
Even for that though, even in that situation, even with the other guys,
I hate that
think,
we keep going to basketball.
No, but I'm saying, but I'm not even just speaking about basketball. Even with that situation though, she just said there's a lot of other men that don't have
But I'm
those
not with them.
qualities.
you not
You
there.
not- so that really
That's
don't
fine.
even.
That's where.
No, but
yeah,
no,
we
but
ain't
no,
even
not
gotta-
even you not with them. All those guys need is to be around other men like your man
That's
or
facts.
whatever, so they can really see
What
it
leadership
takes. Because
like.
they got it in them. They just haven't
You
been
optimistic.
exposed.
They
You
don't
are about
got
to say,
it. They don't
you are.
I am.
Because every nigga don't got that in him.
I'm
Yeah,
not- I'm just
yeah.
saying.
Just like
For
every
sure.
guy don't got that dog in him. It's just not.
Not everybody got
don't
it.
got
I
that,
just
bro.
realized that like when you put people in other atmospheres of other people who are those type of guys who are leaders who are this,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's
Nah,
like
you ever heard of putting a rotten apple next to a good apple? Or a rotten banana next to a.
Yeah, it rots the other.
It just
it
rots the
rots
other one.
Yeah.
Everything
yeah,
is everything
but
don't
not
work that way.
when it's a bunch of y'all, and it's that one rotten apple.
Yes, it does.
Nah,
Yes.
bro, you wrap
You
the whole
think so?
bag.
It
You
rots
the whole bag.
No,
Put
no,
a piece
no.
of molded
No,
bread.
hear me
put
out.
some other bread. It's gonna mold the whole thing.
This isn't something where he's like making it up.
No. This is real.
That's very true.
Yeah,
like if it's one rotten banana, apple, whatever, next to
a fresh pear.
all of them going down.
Fresh pear.
Wait,
I
but
said
I have a
fresh set.
question, right?
But
The same way that you require for acknowledgement of your great leadership, do you also acknowledge when you are just being blindly followed?
Yes, I feel what you're saying. Yeah,
I
Because,
You
acknowledge.
said,
like,
do you realize it?
Do
Or
you no,
you
not
acknowledge?
it's not about realizing it, because you would have to come to realization in order to be able to acknowledge it. Because like here's the thing, right? Dimitri does have it multiple times. We've had conversations of like, yo, like sometimes I just want you to just do what I say. I don't have a problem doing what you say, and I
Okay.
can give ample examples. This is a military man,
yeah.
so that means that every moment that his job decides,
That he got to get up and go.
he has to get up and go.
Yeah,
Now, as someone who likes to put down roots, as someone who's very big on community, as
Yeah.
someone who, like, I'm a socialite, you have to understand that there's also a certain level of sacrifice that women
takes
make.
on that. Yeah, very true.
And just in general, just because I have a good leader, it doesn't mean that there isn't certain parts of me that I have to sacrifice in order to go along with your leadership
I agree with you.
regularly.
Nah, you right there. Okay.
So in the moments that I have an opinion, or in the moments that I am challenging you a little bit, or I want to know more, I feel like a part of the respect is to just feed my ego a little bit, to just be like, let me be a part of this.
So again, you are 110% right. I'm not sitting here going, yo, homie just makes a move and you can't say anything ever. I'm just saying that there might be certain, and just on your side too, there might be something where you like, I gotta do this. We're gonna do this. I don't need your opinion. I just need your support. And vice versa. Same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we would need that same. And then there's there's more times where we need each other. Like,
Yes.
for something like that, where it's like, yo, I'm a socialite. I like to build community. I like to lay down roots. And he's a nomad to a certain degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got to move around. Yes, I have to have an understanding of what you need and hear you out. But there's just times where it might not be needed. I got to do this.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? The same way you laid it out, like, yo, just feed my ego real quick. Would that be something you are
Willing to do in return?
willing to communicate as clear as you said just
Yo,
now?
bro, you be walking her down.
I'm just look.
And I love her.
I love her too. But here's my
You be
thing.
walking her down.
My thing is maybe
No,
I'm not
because-
talking to her. That's what it is.
No.
Oh, yeah. I know who I'm talking
I
to.
shouldn't have to ask.
Oh,
No,
I
I'm
know
just-
exactly who
you're
I'm
right.
talking
I'm
to.
just saying
Right.
because I know.
Where's
at
my
least I can speak
camera?
for my
I know
relationship.
exactly.
The things that I've dealt with, or the things that I deal with, is more like you'll tell me something, but you're not really telling me.
What you want to say?
You're not really saying
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So now I'm fighting with
If
what
ev-
I think you mean,
if
or
ever we
the
could get
surface
there,
version of
that's
what you
true.
said to
If
me.
ever we
Yeah.
could get there, like if you could make it flat out.
Yeah, like you just
that's
say, yo,
just
can you
like-
feed my ego? Because I'll be like, oh, heard you. Say less.
Right.
But I don't want to ask for that. You don't ask for that.
No. Don't do that. That's what you want.
I don't want to ask for that. Is what I just said.
But you want your
That's what
ego.
you. That's
to
what
be
you
fed.
want. And I
It's gonna
think,
sound like we jumping them, man.
yeah, dude. But I just think when a person, I don't want to say just women, but like
Yo,
when a
this
person know
opened
what they
my eyes,
want.
though.
Why?
Nah, like I like your perspective because it has all of the things that I'm going through, but it's not mine.
It's not mine. so I could dance. So I could dance.
Yeah, nah.
But yo, I just
can
think, and I say
understand.
this all the time, like, say how you feel, because chances are, damn, I'm really speaking about my own shit.
Go ahead, man.
When you have a conversation about what you think it is, or we talking about the surface version of what the problem is here, we can argue about that all day, because that's logistics. That's where logic is in play.
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
like, I'm telling you what it is, or I'm dealing with the black and white version of this conversation,
Right.
versus like, well, it made me feel this way. Okay, now we
That's
having a different
different.
conversation. Or, hey, I want to feel this way. Okay, now we having a different conversation. Yo, I just want you to feed my ego sometimes. Word. All right,
Okay.
come here. I can rub your back. I can rub your back on that one, and we could just walk through that conversation a different way. Versus you telling me, or almost talking to me
I
like
think
what I'm
that's
doing
a
is
part
wrong.
of like the vulnerability and
And
the different
that's-
levels of vulnerability in a relationship.
on.
That like, it don't matter how in love you are, especially as
it still
a
has to be
woman.
unlocked.
It's not even just has to be unlocked. You still have to find comfort in going deeper.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is like an endless sea.
No,
you
that's
know
a
what I'm saying?
fact.
So
That's
it's
a big-time
like
fact.
it's like no matter how open I think I am with Dimitri, we'll reach a point in our relationship where like you've unlocked a new fear. And men
Yeah.
have that too. Like
Yeah,
y'all
very
have
true.
triggers from past relationships.
Very true.
Y'all have triggers from friendships. Y'all have triggers from work. Like
Yeah.
there's always something happening
That's true.
that the other person is just not going to be aware of.
You know what's crazy? Because you're 110% right. As much as I give my girl hell, we kind of there.
Yeah.
Like it's like we've been through so many situations, obstacles, ups and downs, where it's like we only see each other in vulnerable spaces. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like super. Like I ain't trying to hurt this woman, and she ain't trying to hurt me.
Right.
So like, what's the plan?
But
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
hearing y'all speak, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about not only my situations. I'm not only thinking about my situations, but I'm looking at like friends of mine and other people, right? And I've realized, and I can't really speak for like no other race, but we all black here, right? The one thing I
I'm
realized is
Haitian.
that
I'm
like,
a different kind of black.
oh,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
regular
still-
black.
I'm
I'm
regular
just
black.
playing.
You regular black too, right, Kev?
Nah, he
So my mom
Caribbean.
is from
Mom
Barbados.
We keep
my
doing
father's
this
from
conversation.
Trinidad.
I'm deep black.
You deep black.
I'm deep black.
Yeah,
but what I realize is like for us in our relationships or in our careers or in our like our journeys in life, like most of us, I'm not gonna say all of us, but most of us didn't really have people when we was younger growing up teaching us on how to move
Very true.
in these atmospheres.
Let me ask you this:
Did
you have
So
that?
nobody never taught you how to be in a relationship when you were a kid.
Nobody
They didn't
ever
teach you
taught
how
me
to
that.
like. Nope. Let me tell you, I really look at life and I say, damn, why my father never like who? Nobody never taught us how to sit down and figure out how to taxes and all this other stuff that you know you're gonna need when you get an adult.
Yeah.
But it's like we don't be taught. Like we're not taught how to be a good. When the last time you heard somebody teach somebody how to be a good friend? You feel me? Like no, just
I feel
friendships or
So-
how to be in relationships or how to deal with like other people. Like,
Only thing is this, though.
and that's only I don't know how they do in like in other cultures or other like.
But I want to say
But, like,
I,
we're
I
not
would
taught,
I
like,
would love
these
to
things.
believe, and I've been told like sometimes I'm oblivious or naive to a certain to certain situations. I do believe that in 2025 we are there now. We're in the first grade of it, and by the time
As far as what we're aware.
like as far as like I want to believe that my son knows what the qualities of being a good
good
friend
person is.
and a good person through
But
me
how will he-
talking to him.
But how will he know if you don't really
But I
say?
do. That's what I'm getting at.
So there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, but I mean, this is my first time taking this walk by myself to be like, this is what I kind of want to be. This is how I want to handle, you know, or be looked at. And all I'm just doing is reporting back to him so that at least he got like the notes to be like, yo, this is how I'm moving.
So let me ask you, how do you think y'all learned like how to be a good friend?
Through trial and error.
I think I figured it out through trial and error.
Okay.
And I would love to know how you, and if you're a good friend,
I'm the best friend.
heard you.
I aim to be everybody's.
Somebody gonna be in the
favorite.
comments.
Like
like,
that bitch. I'm tell you.
No,
because I think
all you gotta
all
do is
got
post the clip. I'm a good friend. Watch all my friends come in.
I
She's
believe
the most
it.
amazing.
All right. Heard
No,
you.
but you gotta think, right?
Heard
Even in something like friendship, right? I might have done something to Kev and not know that it rubbed him the wrong way. And the only time it'll ever
you gonna
come
know.
out, but I'm saying the only time it'll ever come out is if we actually get into like a disagreement
I
about
get
something,
you. Yeah.
and then now everything starts flying out.
That's true.
right? And it's like now I could handle this two ways. I could fire back, or I could just receive it and be like, you know what?
I was wrong.
So
You're
what
right,
do you
I
think
was
the
wrong.
core of being a good person is? Like to just be good
Wow.
to people. What is at the core of that?
adjustment.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
That's
think-
real.
Because
Think
I'm not
adjustment.
never gonna know if like everything I do is like.
Yeah.
I will say this.
But when I do find out, it's like, how do you make those adjustments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
will
when
say
you
at
find
least
out.
like my start to being like trying to be a good friend, I treat people how I treat myself. Like I do things to them that I necessarily like. I bring them places that I like to be. I bring them into like my world to be like, these are the things that I'm into. Let me see what type of person, like if they rock with that. Because
Yeah.
if I ever hear, oh, I'm not in blase, I could always be like, oh, my fault, I like that. You know what I'm saying? And obviously like going and seeing what their world is too, like being receptive. Like, yo, take me on your side so I can at least know what that looks like, and then we can add.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of, at least for me, like that's how I could, be a good friend. Like,
But
for
not,
real.
do y'all think if somebody allows a friend to bump their head, do y'all look at them as a person that's like, they know they about to bump their head, they know they about to crash, but it's like, I gotta let you crash first so you could see it for yourself. You think that's like?
I think that you can't. Do you have siblings?
Yes, but
Okay.
I'm the oldest though.
You're the oldest?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you have witnessed this. The most successful parents do not love their children the same. You love your children equally, but you do not love them the same.
No, I don't love
And-
my kids equally. I love my daughter more. I'm sorry. And my son is my
God.
dog. My son is my best friend, but it's something about my daughter. Yo,
My
I
man
ain't gonna
Drew said
lie.
the same. He said, "Yo, my son is my guy,
He's my guy.
but my daughter
that girl
is me."
yo. It is
He
something
literally
about
just said
her.
that,
Yo,
yeah.
she literally. I'm sorry, not to go nowhere, but she gives the best hugs ever. Like what?
So, but I want to
Yeah,
see
my
where
bad,
you was
my
going
bag.
with this.
Okay.
I got lost just now. For her hugging me
So,
just
I
like right
think
now,
that-
bro.
I feel like when it comes to friendships, some friends you do have to let them bump their head.
Mm-hmm.
Other friends are counting on you to tell them that that's a bad idea, that they're going in a wrong direction.
I'm that friend.
Right.
You
Tell me.
are.
Tell
You
me.
Tell
are.
me.
So
I'll do a conference call in a heartbeat
For sure.
and be like,
Hate
yo,
it. Hate it.
yo, y'all see
Hate
what's
it.
going on? How's this
How's it
working?
look?
How's
How
it
we
looking?
do?
Yeah.
And I be looking at her like, nigga, I thought you was Michael Jordan.
I'm over here like, but did the shot look good? Like,
Did it look good? Yeah, nigga. It's a fadeaway, man. You
for
did.
sure.
I
for
feel like
sure.
loving people and meeting their needs really comes from just understanding who they are
Yeah.
as individuals. Like everybody is not the same. Everybody doesn't have the same needs.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a really good person. And the reason why I feel like I'm a really good person is because my goal has always been to be like my mom.
Oh, that's
If
real.
I know anything about my mother, I know that my mom is like super giving and that she is loved by everyone. So all I do is try
Wow.
to emulate those qualities and those things. And one of
That's real.
for me, like the core of being a good person has been communication.
Okay.
When we were younger, every month we have just like a family meeting and we're doing check-ins. What's going on at school? How are you feeling? What did this one do to you? How did this one upset you? And so for me, when people compliment me and say like, oh, like you're a really good communicator,
That's what
they
your
meet my
mom.
siblings and then they're
Oh.
like, oh, this is just average. This
Oh,
is just
everybody.
who y'all are. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
And that's the core of even yummy. That's the core of even
I'm trying
just
to get in there too. I'm trying to get my shit on. I got something to say.
always.
Right.
I feel like being a good communicator is the core of understanding people. Because like it's like you said, like sometimes
Very
it's like
true.
I didn't do this on purpose.
Great
Very
But
communicator.
how am I
Yeah.
supposed to know that this bothered you if you don't tell me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like the comfort in expressing yourself and being a good communicator also allows you the clarity of hearing others.
I think.
Damn.
She on a roll.
No, she read me just now. Because, no,
I
because
think I'm
I'm
a good person. I just think I've done a lot of fucked up shit.
We're human.
I mean, it's
yeah.
out of survival.
I mean,
though.
we human. So I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, I
every
think that's a part of it.
to a degree. In somebody's story, you did some fucked up shit. You did some
I'm
fucked
the
Yeah.
villain.
So I think you're gonna be the villain. So I think you wearing it almost like you wearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't wear this, and it's bad, but it's like I don't wear the shit I did. If I did something, sorry, nigga.
Gotcha.
Like what you want me to do?
It
like,
was a good decision when I made it.
Right.
for
I'm
myself.
sorry.
At
Like,
least
I don't know what
I
you want
thought
me to
it
do,
was.
but like,
I got a question too.
go ahead.
So how is it that, like, would you take betrayal from your lover, opposed to betrayal from your friend?
When we say betrayal, right?
Yeah.
How
What we talking?
how deep is the betrayal? Because I feel like
And we also got to make sure that word we using that word right,
Okay.
yeah. So
because
that's
everything ain't betrayal.
So all right. So would you just are you easily to forgive your lover over your friend? Like, so for this exact conversation, your friend is a bad friend, and you might cut them off forever. Or just be like, yo, we had a falling out. I'm never gonna talk to this person again. But what if you're like, it could be like your lover is also a bad friend, but you continue to like allow them to be in your life, or give them
I
chances.
think women
after
get
chances.
criticized for doing that a
Oh,
lot.
y'all do for
Yeah,
sure.
facts.
Yeah.
For sure. Y'all
Yo,
do.
you didn't even get the words out of your mouth.
said,
Yeah.
yup.
Yeah,
No,
y'all
no.
do that. Y'all do
Yup.
that.
No, because I'm
Betrayal.
saying because like when you say betrayal, right? And it's like this is from the outside looking in. I've seen women cut other women off like friends for whatever they've been going through, little catty. And to me as a man, I'm like that shit ain't, y'all could just talk and figure that shit out. That
Right.
shit ain't nothing. But they got a man and they man beating on them or any kind of real down degrading stuff. It's like, but you still with this nigga.
Right.
You still with him.
Right.
But
right.
you cut Shorty off because Shorty told you, you
Yeah.
know, she thought you looked fat in that dress.
I can tell you why that happens though.
Put us on.
Please.
It's about the responsibility of love. So
Sounds smart.
That's how, nigga. I'm sitting here like,
I'm like, whoa.
it goes to
That
the
a book?
responsibility of love. So like, if my man says something that upsets me or says something that is disrespectful, where he's just like, "Nah, you look kind of crazy today," right?
Okay.
And let's say he says that in front of his friends, and that really hurts my feelings.
Okay.
The love that I am in will allow me to receive that differently.
you a different woman because I feel like that was cute. Okay. All right.
When it comes to your friends, when your friends aim to embarrass you, you start to really reevaluate the love that you are in with your friend.
Even if your man embarrassed you,
They
So
both
here's-
embarrassed
first,
you.
They both embarrassed you. No. But here's the thing, right? So I will always use like my best friend Sim.
okay.
We've
Shout
gone
out to
through
Sim.
2 really, really big breakups.
Okay.
And I mean, like, one of them was a year, the other one was a year and a half. Like,
Damn.
and you think that you can't get back. But when you really love somebody, forgiveness looks different.
Yeah.
The responsibility that comes with the love that you have for that person. And so, like, even when you get, like, if a man disrespected me in front of his friends and I'm goo goo gaga over him in that moment, okay, I'm not going to make the smartest of decisions.
Right.
When I come out of that, I am able to be honest with myself and be like, yo, you were wilding and you will never allow that to happen again. It's just about where you are and being honest with yourself, but also what your relationship actually is with that person in that
I
time.
think that's the key. What's your relationship with the person?
But
Because
real quick too,
Go ahead.
like, do you ever think that? Obviously, not in this relationship, but do you ever think that what you think the relationship is
What
more?
is, and it's not.
Yeah, like it's more than what it is.
I'm a woman.
Heard you. Yo, y'all do that.
I
then I also-
romanticize a lot of things.
Wait, so that's
I also feel like though,
yeah.
men. I think us men value our relationships
Differently.
with other men differently.
What do you mean?
Because it's like
Than,
so
than
like
women do.
what do you mean?
So, like,
I
other
would not
women.
necessarily value them. I definitely think we organize them different.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
definitely organize them a different way. Cause like, for me, like people will say, "Yo, but wouldn't that make you feel a certain type of way?" And I'm just like, it depends on who it is.
depends on who it is.
That's
You know
real.
what
It
I'm
depends
saying?
on
Like,
who it is.
it depends
So
on
it's
who
like
it
if this person is like, all right, whatever, they cool. But I ain't really looking at him as like that's the homie. But
not
if it's like
disrespect.
somebody like the homie, it's like
Right.
nah.
Yeah.
I'm
When,
taking
as
that
a
personal,
woman, when
bro.
you're like 21, you have 15 best friends. When you're
How?
30,
I never understood that.
you have
What?
2.
I don't understand you having 15 best friends.
I mean, she's
I'm
exaggerating.
exaggerating.
No, but some girls really be feeling like, oh, that's my friend, and that's my friend. It's like
because
how?
your understanding of connection is different at that age.
I think your understanding of connection is just. I don't think it matters what age you are.
It's-
What do you mean?
My
I
understanding
still
of
think
of
people's-
connection at 21 versus my understanding of connection at this age, at 33.
Your
Completely
discernment
different.
might be different now. I'm not talking about you specifically. I just think discernment will play a different role as you get older.
Right.
But there might still be places where you think something is what it ain't. Not you specifically, but like, or somebody might think it is what it isn't.
I mean,
Like,
that's
we struggle with that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Is
say
there
like
is
that's
there
a
general?
I was gonna say that's a general statement.
Yeah, but is there a general definition of friend or friendship?
For me, I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah, it could
It's
be
just like
multi-layered.
anything that come with a ship. You said this. Anything that come with a ship, I think it's custom. It has to be.
Customized.
Yeah,
It just because there's no way, like you said, everybody's different. Everybody feels different. We grow
Yeah.
differently.
But that's why I say that like our needs are different because
Yeah.
what I expect my standards for my best friend at 21 are not my standards for my best
it's
friend
nowhere near
at 30.
I mean, like to the point of having 15, yeah, bro. Like it was once upon a time where I thought everybody was my brother. Like, yo, we
Facts.
backs against the wall. We all in the hood together. We sharing clothes, maybe sharing food together. This my brother. Like,
My brother is the equivalent of my bestie.
I get it.
Yeah.
And then just
How many times we thought somebody was, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's a fact.
and then
It's my
you
brother.
wake up and be like, yo,
I don't speak to this person.
you know what's crazy? I still be like, that could still be your brother, but family will do you dirty first before anybody. Like, you know
Let's
what I
be
mean?
clear.
Like, family be the one that necessarily, you know.
But that's
hurt your
when you
feelings
said
first.
betrayal earlier, is like with somebody who's, I think I won't feel as betrayed from my girl versus my man or my close friend of mine.
You say you won't feel as
I won't, because I feel like in my mind, like I already come into the any situation with a woman, like there could potentially be.
I see where you're going.
Now,
God damn.
in my mind,
Yeah,
I
bro.
already know. Like I'm already looking at the situation. Like
This is just your turn. That's it?
this might be this might have an expiration date.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
Like this situation. Don't get me wrong. I could love you. I could be in all that, and you could feel the same way. And I'm like, it might take that one situation
that
Clear this whole thing
that
out.
clear this whole
Yeah,
empty the whole clip up.
This is the thing, right? Because I understand and I can agree with that. I will say that growing up, I always had a bunch of male friends. And because all of my, like, I feel like men taught me how to be a really good friend.
Okay.
Because
Really?
just in
I can
watching,
see it.
watching their
I can see that.
dynamic,
So
like,
the crazy thing is this,
But that's why
and
I
not
said
to-
men
not to
deal with
cut
each
you
other.
off,
Yeah.
because I feel like I learned how to be a friend from women, and it's crazy that you're saying that you learned how to be a friend.
I learned that way by. This is what I shouldn't do.
Yeah, but how you learn is how you learn.
Yeah, how you learn? But yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to make it clear.
I think men are really, really, really good friends to each other.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that young, like, especially like when we're thinking of just like being teenagers, like in high school, I feel like had I hung out or searched for my relationships with women in high school versus like the relationships with women that I started to establish as a young adult, it would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Because girls don't know how to be good friends to each other. And I think that that's something that we're kind of like unlearning generationally through self-love.
What makes a woman not a good friend to her?
Yo,
like another woman.
I was going.
'Cause
to
that's-
It made me think about what Mouse said. Like women are not good people.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't go there.
Mouse's words, not mine.
No, and this is from a horrible person.
Yeah.
So, but I say that. What would you say? Like, what would you say is like a bad friend for? And we could talk about what's a bad friend for guys. But what would you say is a bad friend as a woman?
So, like I said, like if I'm out with my homegirl and because we're in front of, let's say, men that she
embarrassing
finds
part.
attractive, the
Okay.
embarrassing part, because I find that that's like a common thing. It's never happened to me personally, but it is something that like I see women talk about a lot.
Really?
Where like
Which is
they
what?
fall out
Like
because
a woman tried to embarrass
like
her
her friend tried to embarrass her in front of a group of guys.
You know what's so crazy? I've heard a lot of women say in women groups is always women they always like in competition with each other.
Is that true?
Versus men,
I
I don't
wouldn't
think
know.
niggas don't really be in competition with each other like
So
that.
I said this recently,
Niggas don't care.
and they told me that,
Yeah.
and I was told that I was naive. Like it's always a dick swinging competition,
Is it really?
and I was like, it
Yo.
should. If you
Between
feel like,
niggas?
that's what.
No. Hold on.
I don't.
Because you know,
Because they're not wrong. But this is where I gotta say, yo, you gotta
don't think
choose
so.
your friends wisely.
yeah. Because I feel like if we're not
Because-
friends, only thing is this though. I never thought like I needed to measure up,
To
even if
anything-
we're not friends.
Me neither.
Like I never felt like I had
Yeah,
to
but-
be like.
my,
but there
my
are
mentality. My mentality is this. Instead of having, I don't care about that dick swinging contest. My thing is this. I know my friends, and I know I like to be the person to say, okay, cool. I know what you good at. I know what you good at.
Yeah.
I know what you, and I like to fuck with y'all and lean on y'all to y'all biggest and best qualities. So I know this tall nigga right here, he got the smile. I know, all right, cool. I might not be him, but I put him in the front to reel him in.
and then I get the.
And then I know how to you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
I know the people who
There are
that's
Yo.
that's my
personalities
mindset.
in
It's
every
like,
group.
That's
there
my
are core
mindset.
personalities in every group, and you are a core personality, so you wouldn't understand the dick swinging competition kind of.
Yo, but that's
kinda
why
vibes,
that's
'cause
why I say
You might be right.
yeah,
No, I'm
you're
telling
a
you,
core personality.
when you have, and I think when you just have a group of like-minded people,
Mm-hmm.
or even like, put it this way, when it comes to the dick swinging thing, right? When you got a bunch of dudes that are all like very good with women,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean that in multiple ways, like good with communicating with them. Women are very like
comfortable
around them,
feel
or
good.
women are very attracted to them.
Yeah.
Equally.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't
fine.
it's not a dick.
problem.
But when you have the groups where it's kind of like there's one guy that the girls be kind of on,
Yeah.
then you'll start seeing like, oh, we got to talk shit about this nigga when the girls is around.
See, but even
Or you'll
even
see,
with that,
like-
Yeah,
but
I
even
feel-
with that,
I
it's
feel
like
that.
I learned as a man, right? And this might sound crazy, but I learned like we all got different qualities and traits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like I said, learning to lean to your what works for you,
Yes.
right? I can't sit and say I'm not 6'3", 6'4", right? I'm not, no fucking Spartan Trojan, in shape muscle.
bodybuilder.
Like, so I learned, like, for me, like,
Nigga said I gotta tell.
I
jokes.
get my quality because I
tell
know
jokes.
I
Jokes and
gotta
panties
be the
right
funny
off.
nigga.
Right,
I gotta
right.
be the nigga. Oh, this nigga super cool. I fuck with it, and then I creeping through the back door that way. However it works,
Might not be the front.
It might not be the front. I might not get
Nigga
through
said,
the
but
front.
I win.
I know,
I
I
win.
know we're talking
And-
about friendship, but I just feel like why you can't give your lady that same kind of like
What you mean?
figuring it out. Like you see how like amongst your friends,
Okay.
you know where you fit in
She
and
gonna
you
find
know
it.
where
She gonna find it.
I'm like,
She gonna
wait,
find
hold
it.
on. Why
'Cause
we
I
back
didn't
here?
see that, but
She
she
was
gonna
lying
find
to
it.
niggas the
wanna
whole
hear the
time.
correlation.
She
I
gonna
want to hear the
find it.
correlation. Come on, keep it going.
I fuck with her.
Yeah,
She
she
gonna
lined
find
it. She
it.
lined it.
So when it comes to your friendships, right? You're saying that you know where you fit in and you
Yeah.
know your role.
Yeah, I might be I like to spend money, so I'm out. We got a little money.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Drinks.
that's-
I
you
like to
said-
be that
oh,
guy.
No,
you
he
said-
is. He's
he
the
said-
trick.
No, I do.
Yo,
I
let
like
me
to
tell
be
you
that
something.
guy.
We know.
You know when VI got a bag.
Oh,
You
word?
I like to
know.
be that guy,
Everybody
like,
good.
When the
Yeah.
check hit, you
Oh,
know when
good,
VI,
good.
you know when the check
So,
hit.
but go ahead. Go ahead.
But
Yo,
earlier
how
in
we
our
get here?
conversation, it really sounded like when it comes to your lady,
Uh-huh.
you are just always Jordan.
Okay.
No. Oh, you talking about him?
I'm not
specific-
talking to
Oh,
you.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Move out the way.
Finish,
Move out the way.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So you're always Jordan.
Yeah.
As opposed to picking a different role sometimes. Like, why do you always need to be the star of that show?
I don't think I need to be the star of that show. I just think that my only thing was this. If I always hit the shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if I always figure out a way to win the game, let me
Mm-hmm.
say that, right? Then the going deep in the questioning and all this and how the nitpicking on how we gonna win the game or how we gonna do this or what, it's like, bro, did I lose yet? And that was the only thing I was saying is like, all right, I understand y'all be wanting to have clarity or a little bit more understanding, but it's like, if you gotta ask yourself, right, all right, did we ever lose? Or like, who would I rather have the ball in this last shot? That's why I was saying earlier, it's like, if this person is known to hit the shot, then let him shoot.
Let him do that.
And it's like, even if he missed, then that's why I was gonna say earlier, that's what I love about sports, because like in sports, these niggas be so locked in to understand who's who. It's like, yo, even if that person missed, even if we lose, I still felt comfortable
So
with
let
that
me
person
ask you-
taking the
it's
shot.
It's like in friendship, I feel like men exercise ego a little bit less or a lot less than they do in relationship.
I could
Okay.
see. So my thing is this. At least this is what I think that you're,
I'm in the
that
middle
you're
with that.
viewing. But yo,
I get it.
because this is gonna sound crazy, but yo, when I am around Kev and me and him are going out, I'm extremely relaxed, and I'm cool because I'm going, yo. Not only is Kev gonna take care of his side,
For a fact.
he gonna make sure, just like I make sure that he's good, he gonna make sure that I'm
I'm
good.
good. Uh-huh.
Yo, I'm gonna bring a certain amount of energy our
Energy,
way,
he gonna
and he's
bring-
gonna bring a certain amount his way.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, it is like we chilling.
Yeah.
When I'm around my lady,
It's different.
And even though we chill, it just depends on where.
It's different.
But if me and her are going out, I gotta be.
I'm protector.
I gotta be that. I gotta. My ego is involved because I'm going. I gotta make sure one that she's good, that she's protected, that she looks good, that she feels good. I gotta give her a lot so that she could be who she is, and then I also have to give myself enough to be like, even when I'm in these spaces, that I am who I am.
Yo, because
it's not
it's
as
so
comfortable.
different, especially when you public figures. And I'm not saying that like
I hate that word.
But you got to be real about what it is.
What it is.
Because when you go outside, bro, I'll be honest. My anxiety is at 10,000.
Yo.
Not
Wait.
because
When you where?
anytime I leave the house.
Okay.
Just because low key, I hate seeing people that I know.
That's fair.
Like I hate it, bro.
That's
like,
fair.
Unless I'm going to a social event,
yeah.
I don't want to see nobody.
Me too. It's almost like pretend like you don't see me.
Because now I gotta talk. Like I don't want to do that. So like, yo, my anxiety be on like 10,000, and then it be the points where I'm like, for safety reasons, where it's like there's people that know you that you don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't like. So I kind of get like,
yeah.
yo, I'll be on a train like when the doors close, I'll be like, I wish a nigga would try to snatch my headphones off.
Word?
Why do I think like that?
Yeah.
But it's just like
That's the New York shit in us.
It's the New York.
You know what's crazy?
But how many times niggas get their shit boop, snatch their shit and run
It
off?
just don't happen.
You just got to
But
be
it's
on
like-
point. But see, going back
That's
to
the
what
part
you
that
say,
making you on point. But
on
Yeah.
point. But going back
that's
to
also ego though. I wish a nigga would like because I'm about to make a
Because I'm dragging this nigga back on the train and then we fighting to the next stop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what I'm saying?
now, fellas, have y'all ever been in a situation to where you with the homies and you drink, you do whatever, you could get drunk or just whatever that might be, just enjoy yourself without second guessing. But then when you with a girl, whether it be your girl or just women in general, you don't even be wanting to like drink too much. You might have one drink, or you don't really allow yourself
Yeah.
to go but
Because you
so
want to be
far
responsible.
Yeah.
because you want to be on point.
But okay, so but here's the thing, right? In a public facing situation, I don't feel like I ever, and I'm happy to be corrected if I'm wrong, but I don't disrespect my man. And I already know that anytime that you are questioning a man's ego, because that's ultimately what it's about. Anytime that you are questioning a man's ego, it can be seen as disrespectful, especially depending on like the company that you're in.
Okay.
So I get that, but I don't feel like when you guys are out in public and you're making decisions and we trying to move a certain way, that she's questioning you. It's really about how things are handled behind closed doors and how we're handling navigating the next steps in our relationship or the next steps in our lives, where if I'm asking questions between me and you, like
Just to be clear, I'm all for that.
yeah.
Like me.
And
like,
here's how we put a pin in it.
okay.
It just has, so like I propose, I don't want to say 80-20. I literally say, this is the place where I go 50-50.
I was gonna say, who get the 80?
No, that's what I'm saying.
This is
Because 80% is just 80% of the time we going to do this together, right?
Okay.
Like 80% of the time we going to do this together. Like,
And that 20%,
I'm all the way with answering your
Whatever,
questions. I'm
yeah.
all the way with
yeah.
making sure you clear on everything that we trying to do from my end. 20. There's gonna be a 20% where it's gonna be
I
like,
gotta
yo,
figure it
But
out.
how am
give
I
me the
supposed
ball.
to know that?
I'm telling you, give me the ball and move. I'm telling you.
I'm letting you know.
I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
Like, yo, when I say give me the ball,
Yeah.
That's
move.
it.
But
Just move.
hear me out too.
And it's not move because I don't want to explain myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. It's more like, yo, the moment might call for me to ISO.
Yeah. Let me just.
You know what that
And
means?
when,
Isolate.
yeah.
Moment might call for me to ISO. I need everybody to move.
Yeah. Just
Move
chill
on.
for 2
Move
seconds.
I got it.
on
I
this
got
side
it.
of the court. I need
Only
the
thing is,
ISO.
y'all, and it's not directed to you, but y'all 3 years in, y'all have accomplished a lot. So the more time, you ain't even gotta hear the play. You just know the situation.
You know what's going on.
You
Like,
know what's
oh
going
shit,
on.
he
This is
ISO.
his this is
yeah,
his,
yeah.
all right,
This is how it's gonna
he
look.
going
Hold
deep
on,
in the playoffs when it's this time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now this is a personal question. You said 3 years in.
Yes.
So that means
We had these babies back to back.
so
You trying to do the
You
math?
doing the math?
Let me.
So wait, so
This
wait,
is my
so-
favorite math.
They did
Let me give you the
they did a
math.
two-piece.
So-
They
so-
two-piece.
Right.
Let me
from
give
the
you the
time
math.
you met him.
We
She
went
clear-
on.
That's why I said you clearly know he's.
So what
a
happened?
good
We
Like,
decision.
went on.
give me the
one
timeline.
date.
One date.
Here's the timeline.
Okay.
I had a baby.
Yo, I was about to ask you, like, word?
'Cause when you said 3 years, I started holding on my antennas. Good. Okay, go ahead. Give me the timeline.
All right, this is the timeline. Dimitri and I went to high school together.
Okay.
I transferred school. So this was when we were like 15 that we officially like met.
Okay.
I didn't run into him again until we were about 23 years old. We exchanged social medias and just kind of kept tabs on each other, but nothing serious.
Okay.
Got it.
For my 28th or 29th birthday, 28th
Okay.
or 29th, I took a solo trip to Paris.
Got it.
I arrived in Paris. Dimitri looked at where I was and was like, yo, you in France right now? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, I'm here. My first day there was his last day there.
Got it.
Whatever him and his
I
friends
feel like I
had
remember
planned,
this on the
yeah,
story.
whatever him and his friends had planned was clipped. They all took me out to lunch.
Yeah.
Fire.
So he brought me my first meal in my favorite city. And so it was just like a very, very like memorable moment.
Wow.
So his last day, your first day.
Yes.
Got it.
And then
That's
2
God.
years later, it gets better. 2 years later, he asked me out on a date finally.
So wait, I wish he was on.
It took you to Paris?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm just making sure.
2 years later, so y'all connected in Paris.
Mm-hmm. So he's
So
military.
what happened in that gap?
I was dating. He was in a relationship. Like it
Okay.
just, it was, and I think that also kind of like made me more intrigued because it was just a really nice thing that he did.
Yeah.
There was no ulterior motives, and you kind of always like low key as a woman, at least you always waiting for the other shoe to drop,
course,
like
of
what you
course.
actually wanted.
Yeah,
here.
like, what's
but that
going
was
on?
it. Like
Let's be
he
clear.
just-
You know what I want. Let's be
Right.
very clear.
Right.
We got to stop doing this shit. As,
Yeah,
as,
because like, what are you doing?
you
know
like
exactly.
What, you know exactly what I want. Let's cut it out, please.
So 2 years
That's mad
later,
funny.
Respectfully,
But-
you know what I
Right.
want. Like,
This is crazy. Is it bad that I got a motive though? Is that a bad thing that I actually want something from me putting my effort out there?
no.
no, I'm not in exchange for effort. I just want you.
I think that you fire.
I think you fire.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
want
Like, is
you,
that
like,
a bad thing? That, I don't
It's
even-
not. It's not a bad thing, but it can be kind of played out when that's every encounter and every exchange with every
Yeah,
man.
especially
you.
if it's not a
For me.
or,
For you,
or
sure.
when it's not a genuine, like
Exactly,
clearly,
like
like
a
this is
genuine,
no,
like,
interest.
No, it's genuine. I genuinely
I
want you.
genuinely
Yeah,
want you.
but
I
it's
genuinely
like, what you
whatever
talking
want whatever that is.
I get it.
Even
Right.
if it's sexual, it's like, is that a bad thing? Because I think like when it's us as a man approaching a woman, it's predatory, right? But when it's a woman who
These days,
these women
they
will tell
own it.
you, women will tell you straight up, especially when that's all they want, is some sex
They
or some
definitely
dick
will
or whatever.
tell you that.
And they'll tell you that, and it's like, how does that not now become predatory?
You looking too deep
I was
into
like, we going
this.
to a whole nother place.
No, but
It is. It's all the same thing.
It
it's
is.
all.
It's
That's
just-
what I'm saying.
It's
It's
just
all the same
packaged
thing.
differently.
It's just packaged
It's
differently.
called branding.
Right.
Oh,
That-
Right.
Yo, I'm about to say
Oh.
branding and marketing.
Right.
Okay.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very true.
And on that note, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go get some food.
Wait, I didn't finish my love story.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
I
My
need
bad,
to hear this
my
though,
bad, my
because
bad,
she
my
was
bad.
giving
Yeah.
the
He wants
timeline.
to do
My
the math.
fault. My fault.
Right.
So we went on our first date,
Mm-hmm.
and on our very, very first date, we were just, I don't know, like it was one of those conversations that you just never forget. And when I left the date, I said to my best friend, I said, even if me and this man don't go any further, I now know exactly what it's supposed to look like
Ooh.
and feel like when you.
At what age is this?
I was 29.
29, and now you
so
really
it was my
felt like
28th birthday. I think that we ran into each other, and about 2 years later,
So
we
that
finally
was
went out on a date. So it was
30.
So I was turning 30.
So now at 30 years old, it's crazy. At 30 years old, now you really felt what it felt
I
like
know.
to be
I was like, I know
courted and
exactly.
dated.
Not even courted and dated. No. One thing about me.
Okay,
You gonna
got
court
it.
me and
These
date me.
standards, yes.
Got you.
But it was about partnership.
Okay.
I remember.
But this is only the first date.
Exactly.
And that was enough.
And that was enough.
Hit.
Our
They came in with
conversations and just the
intentions.
honesty of our conversations and just like, I was like, oh, this is what it looks like. And this is what it feels like when you meet someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
And
First
I'm
date.
like, even if this is not him, I was like, this
At
was
least
God
this was a-
showing
This
me
the
exactly
persona.
what this is supposed to. So I will never go on a first date again after this where I'm like, well, I wonder if this is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah.
I'm not gonna romanticize something that's not there
Yeah.
because I know what it's supposed to feel like.
All right, so first date.
Fire.
First date.
Wait,
What happens next?
So we kiss.
On the first date?
you have to.
No, I'm about to clap
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
First date. Okay.
Because it ain't no
Ooh.
second date if we don't kiss.
And
Very true. I kissed on the first date too.
Yeah.
and then he flew back to Japan the next morning.
Okay.
So we don't see each other for I think another like 2 months, and our
Okay.
second date was a trip to Hawaii, and it was kind of a wrap after that.
Yeah. And
Well,
that's
clap
where
it
the
up.
baby
All
came
right.
from?
No.
So
Nigga say, then the
now,
baby?
this is sidebar. You said trip to Hawaii on a second date.
I already know.
So
All right,
now,
here we go.
yeah, this is where I'm. You know where I'm about to go with it.
I know.
So now,
Yes.
no. But was there any question?
Yeah,
before
right,
you
yes,
even say yeah.
yes.
No. But was
Yes.
there any
Yo,
question in
yes.
your mind, like, okay, we going on a trip together? So in your mind, was it like, all right, whatever happens in this trip happens, or was you coming into it with like,
So it's funny because like this was like around like pandemic, and I was seeing like a lot of those debates
yeah,
about like if a man fly you out, and I was definitely just on the side of like if those are not your expectations, if that's not what you want to do,
Right.
don't go,
I
because
you smart,
relationships are transactional.
correct.
And it's okay. It's
It
okay
is.
to acknowledge that, especially very, very early on. And it doesn't have to be like things like manipulation and transaction. Like they don't have to be nasty, negative words.
I think that's what it is. I think
Yeah.
they've been weaponized
give
so
it-
much. It's kind of
it's
like,
negative
really not
connotations.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're giving something, I'm getting something. And so a lot of times, like we misconstrue what women take to be like as a vibe and an energy that makes them open for, oh well, I spent a certain amount of money, and so
Right.
this was bound to happen. That's really not it. Like if
That's
you're
not
not
what it is.
if you're not that guy, you're not that guy. It
Yeah,
don't
let's
matter
be
how
real.
much money you spend.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much money you
on
put
the
on the
other hand,
table.
on the other hand, and this is coming from somebody who ain't spending shit regardless. I don't even want to take nothing from you if I don't even want it to get misconstrued.
Yeah.
That's real.
I don't even
And
want to
that's-
take
and
nothing.
that's
You know
how
what I'm saying?
am.
Like,
I'm the kind of I know that women like to eat. I'm the kind of person I can't fake it. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
Don't go.
That's real.
I'm
Like,
not.
I just can't-
cannot sit across from someone that
I
I'm
know
not
too
interested
many
in.
homegirls that's like, I went on that date, I got the food, and it was.
And
he
I'm
was-
not that.
And that's real.
That to me is crazy though. It's like you can't feed yourself.
It's not even just that. You don't think highly of your time. You thought more about
That's
your
And
my
that's
part.
that's
like
I
you
think
just
that's
doing
what it is
anything.
for me.
You just doing anything. And
Some
I
people
can't
are
get
just
with
that bored though.
So
but
with Dimitri, like I knew from the first kiss
That's
that
real.
I was like, oh yeah, I would love to get here.
That's real.
got
So
So
Yo,
you came into
that's
it like,
my boy
yo,
right there.
I'm
Yo,
going, and
That's my dog.
whatever happens, happens. I'm down for the ride.
he
That's
come-
my dog right there.
I was doing work already to be prepared to be in a relationship. And again, like when you're just dating casually and when you're just dating to just enjoy the vibes,
Yeah.
like I set a standard for myself. I'm going to always romanticize my own life for myself.
Yeah.
When it came to me and Dimitri dating, like without me having to say it, he competed with me for me. That's how he got me.
that.
That's
was
real.
fire.
Like he competed with me for me.
That's real.
So by the time we got to a certain place, it was absolutely like on our first date, we talked about the fact that we both didn't have children, the fact that this was the age bracket that we were entering. Because I was like, this was in December. I turned 30 in February. This was the age bracket that we were deciding on who our person is going to be.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that mean that first date, y'all had real life.
We had real life,
conversations.
and that's why I was like,
Only
no,
thing
if
is-
Yeah, I
I
ain't never been on a first
Never.
date.
The crazy
No,
thing
no,
is this though.
Because normally the only reason why I'm like I actually applaud, even when I spoke to y'all about y'all relationship in
Yeah.
the beginning, those kind of conversations when I hear couples actually having those type of interactions from the beginning, that to me shows like even though you don't know how the end gonna turn out, it's like this is the direction I want to be in though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know how this thing gonna play out. We don't know, but it's like we having real life.
And that's
talk,
where it
and
becomes a series
and
of
I love that.
choices.
Yeah, I love that.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
actually
I love
fire.
that. Because even when I heard remember in the beginning when we had y'all on as a guest,
Right.
and I was really intrigued of listening to like how y'all, because
Got
they
here.
were sitting like this though, right? So I was really
Sure was.
intrigued on how like their whole relationship started and blossomed. So I love to hear stuff
I was
like
gonna
that.
say, like, I'm glad that we was able to like meet you in your entirety too.
Yeah.
Like I
Thanks
wouldn't
for
want it to have
having me.
any other way for sure.
Yes.
Nah, this was
We
best.
love
And I
love.
hope to be back.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
we
this.
want you back for sure.
That's fine.
Word up.
I love to hear good like relationship stories.
Yeah.
Word up.
It make you want to love better.
Yeah, it make it. it actually made me, hearing some people relate, it made me want to become a better boyfriend or
There we go.
or
Yeah,
be
come
a
on.
better
Yeah, come on.
partner, mate, or however it is.
No, that's fire.
Because
And
nowadays
you're
I ain't gonna-
capable. It's a choice. You're capable.
I do believe that. I believe that right
I
there.
know
I'm
that.
That's
capable.
my boy
I'm
right
gonna
there.
do
capable.
Kev move, and on that
You know
note,
what? When
And on that
I
note-
text y'all niggas,
Yeah.
look,
'Cause
when
I'm
I text y'all
hungry.
niggas and say, yo, man, just be prepared to
Sis,
come
hit stop
to
on
the
that
wedding.